In today's tutorial, I'm showing you how I create these cute character doodles without the watercolor paints. Welcome friends, my name is Shayda Campbell and our video today is sponsored by Arrtx. This is the Arrtx Oros alcohol-based marker set. This box is the pastel set with 66 soft muted colors, all with a dual brush and chisel tip. And then they also sent me this sketch pad. It's mixed media and it's optimized for marker. It has a really smooth finish. And the nice thing about these alcohol-based markers is that when you lay down a large section of color, you don't get a lot of streaking. You get very little streaking. Even better, they layer. So you can use the same color to actually build up texture and detail and shadow. And I'll show you just how powerful that can be as we work through the people illustrations. And I haven't shown you the coolest part yet. The box, you flip the lid open, turn it around, and the lid actually turns into a stand. It's so cool when you're drawing, sitting at your desk, you can see all the colors, pull them out easily. Such good design. And the set also contains a black marker for doing those strong outlines. The Arrtx Oros alcohol markers are blendable and fast drying. So let's jump right in. I'm going to use this mixed media sketch pad to show you how to create a cute self-portrait with markers. All right, so I am going to start by drawing a circle. I can never just draw a circle. It always has to be so messy, and I erase 1,000 times, but it's fine, it's fine. It's supposed to be a little messy. I'm creating kind of like an offset wreath, so I'm just putting some very messy little branches and leaves over there. And then here we go with drawing our person. Start with the head shape. For me, I'm going to do a circle. You're going to put a cross right through the center, and that will show you where to place those ears. When drawing a person, face shape is important. Don't sleep on the shape of the head. For some people, it may be more square, more oval, even more heart shape. And then I'm just placing my hand. I've kind of got my head tilted, and I place my hand there and my upper body. So by just doing the kind of bust of the person, we keep it really simple. You basically just need to draw the head and the upper body. You don't even really have to do the arms. The arms could be going down. Okay, so keep it simple, make it easy for yourself. And then I'm going to grab one of the alcohol markers here, and we are going to lay down a nice circle of color. And the thing about those alcohol markers is they tend not to streak, especially on this nice smooth mixed media paper, or any paper that is created just for marker use is always good. And you can see I'm doing a nice violet on the shirt, no streaks, just smooth, plain color. And then here's my second favorite thing about alcohol markers, they layer. So if you look closely, what I'm doing is using the exact same color of marker to darken the neck so that my neck and head don't just look like one big blob. I'm also darkening my wrist and the inside of my ears. And then we're going to do the same thing on my shirt, kind of create a little shading below the bust, on the insides of the arms, just anywhere where there's a bit of a crease. It looks so good and it's so easy to do. You have all the control of a marker and you can create shadow, texture, whatever you want. With all the skin in place, that sounds weird, we're going to take our pencil and redraw that grid, so the cross that goes right through the center of the head. And my head is tilted, so the cross is tilted. Remember, little curved line for the smile, L shape for the nose, dots for the eyes, or in this case, I did little curved lines. Because I'm so cute. And I added some pink marker to give color to the cheeks and lips. And then I'm darkening and shading a bit more with that light violet. And then I came in with a slightly darker purple and just did some like very messy stripes on the shirt, the blouse. And then I used like a super light yellow to create some hair. It's definitely too light, but the nice thing is the way I love to draw people is with a mixed media approach. In fact, if you have been here a while, you know that mostly I create people illustrations with watercolor, and then I add colored pencil and brush pen on top. So today I thought it would be fun to show you how you can actually alter that base if you're not comfortable with paint, if you don't have watercolor paints. Alcohol-based markers, I think, are sort of the best version of an alternate base layer if you're not using paint. And then you can continue on adding the colored pencil, the marker, and pen. So here, speaking of, we're going to add the black fine liner and go over the face, all the eyes and the nose and everything. And then I decided to do a little outline on the shirt, and I thought that looked really cute. And then I want to come in with colored pencil because you know I love that mixed media approach, and we're going to use a really light brown or like a dark yellow to make my hair look really curly. It never looks nice like that. It just looks like I have messy straight hair, but I like to pretend that it's wavy hair. And so that's what the self-portrait is going to portray. I am mixing some yellow, some light brown, and it's looking pretty good. We're also going to use a pink to darken up the cheeks and lips. And then what I'll do is take like a light peachy brown, if I can find it, and we'll just add a little more shading where the hand meets the cheek and on the wrist there. At this point, it's just all about having fun and adding that whimsy, those silly little details. And so I used a navy to go over the stripes on the shirt. I drew in some glasses. I wish I had bright red glasses. I ordered some. They're like dark red. They basically look brown. And there I am looking so cute. I'm going to add a black sketchy line to make that hair really pop. And anywhere else we need one, we'll write self-portrait 2026 under here. I think this is such a fun little project to practice your people illustration skills. It would look great if you did one for your child. Little details like the elbow sitting outside of the wreath really add that whimsy. Remember, I have a people illustration e-course. It is available on my website if you want help drawing people like this. And then these wonderful alcohol-based markers from Arrtx, which are a great tool to have in your art kit, are available on Amazon right now.